Payday the Heist came out October 20th, 2011, around 2 years before Payday 2, and usually the first game is just a worse version of the second game, which by all means it should be, but for me personally, there are things about Payday the Heist that I think it does better than Payday 2. Now, for the most part in Payday the Heist, the gameplay is kind of worse than, well, I guess it depends on your opinion really, but for the most part I think Payday the Heist has worse gameplay than Payday 2 with specific things like picking up money. In Payday the Heist you just hold a button and then it like puts the money in the bag, which it does in Payday 2, but then the bag just sits there and then disappears and it automatically gets put into your van or whatever your escape vehicle is, and then you just kind of go to the escape vehicle. There's no bag carrying like there is in Payday 2, which I kind of, as tedious as bag carrying is, it kind of you know, makes the experience a little bit, because it's like I'm collecting this money and I gotta put the money in there, and then every bag of money I have to collect myself. It just doesn't automatically collect them, so I can leave a bag behind or I can try and get all the bags in Payday 2, but that is not in Payday the Heist. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about some other things. The gunplay in Payday the Heist, for some reason I feel like is just better than Payday 2. It just is, in my opinion. I can't quite put my finger on it, and I'm probably not going to be able to describe it very well, but I played Payday the Heist, and I played No Mercy, First World Bank, and Counterfeit. They're in both games. Then I went to Payday 2 and played the same things, and I used the same pistol, the .45, and the same grenade launcher, and the same assault rifle. I think the rifle was called the CAR. I think it's the CAR 4. I kind of forget the names right now, but I used the same guns to try and get the same experience, and I gotta say the guns feel a bit better in Payday the Heist. They feel more powerful. It's not that they're actually more powerful, because in Payday 2 you can get crazy amounts of damage and you can change all sorts of attachments, which you can't do in Payday the Heist, but just for some reason Payday the Heist, it's got more meaty, powerful sounds. I think the animations make the guns feel more powerful. I'm not really sure. I think it's mostly the sounds and the animations though that really make the guns feel better than Payday 2. And you would think Payday 2 would do a better job, but for some reason the guns, especially the grenade launcher and the pistol, the grenade launcher, they both are basically the same. They're very similar, except for it's the sounds. It's the sounds in Payday the Heist that make it feel so much more powerful, and like when you shoot it and the cops go flying against the walls and it looks like you just create a giant explosion there and it kind of shakes the room a little bit. I don't know, it just feels better in Payday the Heist. I'm trying to describe it, and I know I'm not doing a good job, but I really can't quite I don't know exactly what it is. I wish I did so I could describe it better, but it just feels more fun to use the guns in Payday the Heist compared to Payday 2. Like, using the guns in Payday 2, it's not bad, but once I'm using the guns in Payday the Heist, going back to Payday 2, it just feels a bit different. It just doesn't feel the same. It feels a bit less fun to shoot the guns in Payday 2 than it does in Payday the Heist. Now I'm going to show a clip from both games. It's going to be Payday the Heist first, and then Payday 2, and it's going to be the same gun. It's going to be the .45 pistol, the interceptor pistol, and one is going to be in Payday the Heist, one is going to be in Payday the 2, and I'm just going to play the clip, and you tell me which one seems more fun. Now, it's personal opinion here. It's personal opinion.
Every single one of you! We need to keep the pressure on. Contact!
Now, it does feel a bit different when you're actually playing the game, and if you played Payday 2 and you played Payday the Heist, you may know. Some of you may have only played Payday 2 because Payday 2 is more well known, and I don't think as many people have played Payday the Heist, or at least not as long. Now, I'm going to do the same exact thing, except for it's going to be with the grenade launcher instead of the pistol. So it's going to be a grenade launcher with Payday the Heist and Payday 2. Let's go.
They're retreating! Got a medic, fella!
You see what I'm saying? Hopefully you see what I'm saying. It just feels like Payday the Heist is just I don't know how else to describe it, but it's got more oomph to it, more oomph. I don't know how else to describe it. Now also in Payday 2 you can run super fast. It just depends on your build and what kind of armor you have, and you can run super fast all around the map, and most of the time you don't have to worry about peeking corners or worry about being out in the open. Usually you have a bit of lenience there, but in Payday the Heist it's pretty much the complete opposite. Now you can also run around the map, but you run super slow. Now to make up for that slowness, you do have unlimited stamina, so you can sprint forever in Payday the Heist. But you have to be careful peeking corners or clearing areas, because if there's too many enemies, there's too many enemies, and when you turn that corner, you're about to get slapped in the face with bullets. And if you get slapped in the face with bullets, there's no regenerate health later on after killing a few enemies, or just regenerate some health here or something. No, once you lose your health, unless you have a doctor bag, you're not getting that back. And there isn't like a difficulty. I mean, there is difficulty to the game, but it's not like Payday 2's difficulty, where if you go on easy or normal or something, some certain types of enemies won't show up. No, in Payday the Heist, if you're on normal difficulty, you're getting all the types of enemies. You're getting normal cops, shields, tasers, bulldozers, cloakers, a normal difficulty. And you best believe that they are going to crowd those halls, and if you peek that corner at the wrong time, you're getting bulldozed right in the face with bullets, and you're gonna be hurting, and you're gonna need a doctor's bag. Enemies are also more difficult. There's no shooting through shields, so you have to either flank the shield, run up and try to flank the shield while not getting shot too much, or have like another player distract the shield so the shield looks towards them, and then you shoot them in their side or their back to kill them. Bulldozers are more terrifying in Payday the Heist too. They just like they all, though there's not much variety, but they all have like this big armor and this big helmet, and you can kind of see their face. Their face isn't blocked out. It's like it's got this like yellow thing, and you can see their face looking at you. And I don't know, they're kind of more terrifying because there's no like, oh, one shot a bulldozer or something, or they're more difficult to deal with, in my opinion. Just all around, all the enemies in general are more of a threat than they are in Payday 2, and there's no difficulty to turn them off. You can't turn off certain like AI, you can't turn off certain enemies. There's always you're on normal difficulty. Oh well, you still get bulldozers, cloakers, tasers, shields, all of them. You also have to be wary of ammo, as ammo is more scarce, even though you have 3 different weapons to use at all times. And by that I mean you can hold 3 weapons. Payday 2, you have 2 weapons. Payday 3, you have 3 weapons. And I always felt like I was running out of ammo, even with 3 weapons. So like you have one weapon that you'll use, and then a second weapon, a third weapon. The third weapon is usually your special weapon. You can always have a pistol. You'll have like some sort of rifle, and then you'll have a special weapon. And I still felt like I was running out of ammo. Now you can pick up ammo after killing a few a few. You can like sometimes they'll drop ammo, but it's usually it's not enough. If you're just spraying your bullets all over the place, you're usually not going to pick up enough ammo, and you will need an ammo bag. Unlike Payday 2, where if you get a couple perks, you're basically always good on ammo. You don't even need an ammo bag. You can just pick up hundreds of bullets. The same thing with health too. You have a very limited amount of health, and unless you have a doctor's bag, a med bag, unless you have a med bag, one of those, you are not getting your health back. Your health is never going back up. So you need to be careful how much health you're losing, and you have to be more strategic. You have to play more strategic basically in Payday the Heist than you do in Payday 2. In Payday 2 you lose ammo, oh well, you can get ammo back easily. You lose health, you can get health back easily, especially with other teammates. Payday the Heist limits you with your ammo and your health, and you need to be more careful on how you use it. Overall, I think the guns feel better to use in Payday the Heist, and the gunplay is better than in Payday the Heist than it is in Payday 2, and that's really all I wanted to say for this video. But it's just something about Payday the Heist, like I can't stop playing it, to be honest. I have Payday 2, and for some reason I want to play Payday the Heist over Payday 2. Now, I just want to say that it probably wasn't a big deal back then when the game came out, but now it's kind of a problem. I just want to say that basically the UI in this game is bad compared to Payday 2, mostly because it doesn't scale properly. Not that it's actually bad, but I guess it's more of the main menu is bad, but the player UI is nice. The problem is it doesn't scale properly, and when playing at anything other than 1080p, the UI starts to get a bit hard to see, and it starts to get a bit messed up. And then at 4K, the game's UI is just completely broken. It's very tiny. You can barely read what is on the screen or see what you're doing. But the player UI, like when it shows your ammo and weapons and that type of stuff, when you're actually playing the game, I really like it. It's simple, it's clean, it's not in the way, there's not a bunch of clutter, and that's mostly a personal preference. But I think both the game's UIs are fine, but I kind of like Payday the Heist a bit more. Just because it's less cluttered, but the main menu is worse, and the whole scaling problem is not that good. You can easily play this game at higher resolutions now, like 1440p, 4K, but it's going to be hard to play at those resolutions because of the UI. So the game runs fine, you'll be able to play the game just fine, but when you need to read something on the UI, good luck. Now, this might sound a bit weird, but the textures in the game are not the best, but I think I prefer the look of this game more than Payday 2. I mean, it just has a darker, more realistic tone to it, I think, and it just, I don't know, something about it kind of has a charm to it, and I know I'm bad at describing things, but there's just something about it, and I really like the way that Payday the Heist looks. I think it fits the style of Payday, and I think Payday 2 kind of looks a bit over sharpened. It's kind of like you took the sharpness filter and then just maxed it out, and I think that's what kind of makes me not like Payday 2's graphics as much. I don't know exactly, but I think Payday the Heist just has a crisper, cleaner, just nicer look to it, and I think it fits the game really well. And I mean, the models, I mean, we all know Payday 2's models, character models, they look weird. Okay, they don't look the best, but somehow I think they look better in Payday the Heist. It's just, I'm just throwing things out here. This might also sound strange because Payday 2 is not that well optimized, and you would think Payday 2 would be better optimized than the first Payday, but Payday the Heist somehow is much more optimized than Payday 2, and it just runs so much better than Payday 2. Now, at some points, they run basically the same at the same resolution. The problem is, Payday the Heist always seems to stay at 130 frames per second at 1440p with the 3060 Ti, and Payday 2 on the other hand at 1440p can drop to the 50s sometimes. It will be at 130, 140 even, but sometimes it just drops randomly into the 80s, into the 70s, and into the 50s. It's just very inconsistent, and I don't know what exactly I know it's unoptimized, but I'm not sure exactly what the problem is in Payday 2, but my goodness, hopefully Payday 3 will be a super optimized game. Now personally, I think Payday 2 is the better Payday game out of the two of these, but that is kind of hard for me to say actually, since they kind of offer different experiences. You're not going to get the same experience in both games. Even though you can play the same heist, use the same weapons, Payday the Heist is just a more restricted, harder version of Payday, it seems, and it's kind of more realistic than Payday 2. Also in Payday the Heist, you don't have to worry about that drill breaking so much, as it seems to break less for some reason. It's kind of like they used to have a decent drill, and then all of a sudden they bought like a $2 cheap, broken, like just terrible drill in the second game. I don't know why the drill is different, but it's better in Payday 1 than it is in Payday 2. Now some of you might be thinking, why in the heck are you making this video? Why are you making a video about like an 11-year-old game? Who even cares about this game anymore? And I'll be honest with you, there's really no good reason why I'm making a video on this particular game, other than I was kind of surprised of what this game had to offer compared to Payday 2. And if you have Payday 2 but never played Payday the Heist, you need to give it a try. Now if you play Payday 2 a lot and you haven't played Payday the Heist, maybe give Payday 2 a little bit of a break and play Payday the Heist a little bit to get a little bit of a different, you're still playing Payday, you're still getting kind of the same feel, but it's going to have a bit of a different experience, and it's going to be a good, refreshing break from Payday 2. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment below, tell me what you guys think about Payday the Heist and Payday 2, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because you want to be subscribed, and I'll see you guys next time.